All right, welcome back. Let's get straight into it. My name is Leonidas, and we're going to make some beautiful landing pages like this. Our keyword is highlighted as well as our city, right? So this particular landing page is strictly focused for pest control, but obviously you can generate whatever you want using AI ultimately. Now, previously I showed you more basic landing pages. For example, this one, very basic, but it has a nice little timer. And I showed you this landing page as well, right? So all of these pages were generated using AI in the span of 1 to 2 minutes. So firstly, let's cover the flow of how we're going to do all of this. So for our AI generated landing pages, I showed you the end goal of where we're going to get to. Then we're going to log into our website and install 4 basic plugins that we need, the bare minimum to get this done. Then I'm going to show you the advanced method of setting up this landing page that shows you the keyword as well as the location. And then we're going to generate the landing page for that. And then right after the generating the landing page, I'm also going to show you the free method of doing this. So the advanced method, you need the PPC Basic plugin, but for the free method, you can simply use Elementor. So that's what we're going to show you. And then finally review. So let's go ahead and begin. So firstly, let's go ahead and log into our server. In this case, we are using Cloudways. I taught you how to create that in a previous tutorial. Then once you're logged in, let's go ahead and go into our server. So you can do that 2 different ways. One is to go on the left side here and select My Servers. And then you select your server, so our first server. And then for the websites themselves, you simply hit this little globe and you select your website. So in this case, it is youarereallyamazing.com. This is the website that we previously made. Or of course, you can do it even faster and simply search for it. You are really amazing. There we go. That's our website. I'm going to click on that and we're going to go ahead and log in. I'm going to click on this and this will log us into our WordPress administrative panel. I'm going to go back, copy the username and password and log in. So once logged in, we need to do 2 quick things. One is to go into our settings and we'll do general and we'll give our site a title. So in this case, we can do local services hotline. Okay. So our website has a name and everything else should be good to go. Save changes. All right. And then go into plugins and select add plugin. And we're going to need a couple of different things here. So we're going to do classic editor. Classic editor. So install that. Then we're going to go back. We're going to install geolocation and select install, activate, and we're going to install an additional plugin. We'll type in Elementor, select install, select activate. We're going to skip all this. Skip, skip, skip. We don't need any of this. And the last plugin you'll need is the ppcbasic.com plugin. You can get it from ppcbasic.com. This is if you want to do the advanced version of the landing page. So make sure to watch the entire tutorial to see also the free version of this landing page. And we're going to choose file. And we're going to select our plugin file and install now and select activate. Okay, and now we're going to start activating our plugins. So we're going to start putting in licenses as well as verification codes in order to make sure that everything works properly. So firstly, we're going to go into our geolocation IP detection, select MaxMind GeoIP Light City. So select that and select save. This plugin is specifically for detecting the visitor's location. You can get this license for free through the website itself. In order to do that, simply go to maxmind.com and you can get yourself a license key. In this case, I'm going to paste in my own. So there we go. So once again, keep in mind that the account ID and the license key for MaxMind GeoIP Light City are free. You can get it from their website, no problem. And select save. Anytime someone visits our website, it'll show that person's location. So select test IP detection lookup and select update now. So this will download the database in order to detect the visitors. Once that's good to go, you can test it yourself. So simply select lookup, and there you go. So this isn't 100% accurate, but it's a good start in order to basically show the person that visits your website their location. It shows my location, and now we're going to use this information to make our landing pages more personalized for our visitors. So now we're going to go into our PPC Basic menu, and we have to paste in our license key. So get that from ppcbasic.com and activate. And once it's activated, you're pretty much almost there. So now we're going to go ahead and start creating our pages using AI. Let's go ahead and go into pages and select add a page. And we'll do pest control. Press publish. And we need to do just a couple things in order to make this page work for us. So we're going to go ahead and on the template part here, we're going to do PPC Basic blank canvas. If you go on the website right now, it has all this junk that we just don't need, right? But if we change the template to PPC Basic blank canvas, this will completely wipe all the stuff on that page. So we get a completely blank page for our AI generated landing page. And at the very top right here, select screen options. We're going to start removing things that we just don't need for the time being. So we're going to go to screen options and unselect PPCB, this one, that, featured image, and page feeds. We're only going to keep PPCB lander. Okay, perfect. Now, this is going to be our canvas for pasting in an HTML website. The next tool we need is for generating our landing page. You can use whatever AI tool that you want, whether it's ChatGPT, whether it's Claude, whether it's Gemini, as long as it can generate HTML code. I personally like to use Gemini from Google. But once again, keep in mind, you can use ChatGPT, you can use Claude, you can use Grok, you can use whatever is your favorite large language model. And once we are in Gemini, we're going to select Canvas. And here's just going to be an example prompt. So we're going to do create a call only landing page for pest control. Make it SEO friendly. Use phone number. And let me just get our phone number here. So here's our phone number. I'm going to copy that, copy link. Okay. Perfect. And then what else do we need? Use icons. And for our advanced settings, use display location default equals your area for the visitor's location. And then we'll use display keyword default equals pests for dynamic keyword insertion, such as replacing bed bugs, cockroaches, etc. And then make it SEO friendly with at least 2,000 keywords. Segment it well and make the lander aggressive to make the sale or to get the person to call now to solve their problem. And also for the location and keyword, use different colors to stand out from the rest of the text, and slightly larger font. Make it SEO friendly with at least 2,000 keywords. Segment it well. Make the lander aggressive to get the person to call now to solve their problem. And simply select submit. So at this point, it'll start processing your request. It's going to start programming in React. So in this case, we'll stop and we'll say in HTML. It's starting to program. And while it does its thing, we can sit back and wait. The cool thing is you can have multiple landing pages being created by Gemini at the same time. Simply open a window, copy the same prompt, and let it generate for you multiple landing pages at the same time. And you can tweak them as you go. So let's just wait this out a little bit. All right, it's pretty much done within about a minute or so. You can go ahead and select preview. There is our landing page. It's not the prettiest, but I guess it's SEO friendly. Some parts of it are broken. I don't really like this design. Everything's really broken. So in this case, let's re-roll it, refactor it. And at this point, it'll start creating you a completely fresh new landing page. So let's go back into our code. All right, so once again, it created us a landing page that wasn't up to par because I forgot one particular aspect of our prompt. So I'm going to create a new chat, and we're going to do this once more. Canvas in HTML, and forgot to write mobile optimized. There we go. All right, so once it's ready, this is what came of it. The main change that I made was I selected, instead of Flash, which is the simpler version of Gemini, I went to Pro, which makes things a little more advanced. And there you go. We got to this point up until the very bottom where it starts to basically say the recommendations of what keywords to include. It starts to get a little bit more SEO related. And then this section can now be expanded with hundreds, even thousands of long tail keywords. So what we're going to do is select this part, copy the screenshot, paste the screenshot in, and say, expand this with sections and blocks and icons. And I'll start thinking again. And there we go. Now this looks much better. Look at all these sections. We have icons. A couple icons are missing here, but that's fine. We'll fix that later. We have this. We can probably fix a little bit more further on. But for now, I think this is good to go. So basically what you understand is that all you have to do is take a screenshot of the area you don't like. We're going to go ahead and select this part, and we'll select copy, paste that in, and basically say, fix the missing icons. Then I'll select process. But for now, I'm going to copy all the code right before it starts to edit anything. And we're going to go back into our landing page. Here is the page that we created, .com/pest control, right? Actually, let's fix that so it's not -pest control. So we modify that, and then we're going to paste our HTML code into here and select update. Once it has been updated, now all you have to do is visit the page. So in this case, we'll visit here. And there you go. Your beautiful landing page is ready for action. Now, we can see we have some testimonials here. That's not allowed because these aren't real testimonials, but for the sake of this tutorial, this is perfect. And we should probably update the year as well. And if we right click and inspect, we can see what it looks like on a mobile device. So there you go. And at the same time, for example, emergency pest exterminator in Maple, Ontario. If I edit the URL address here, and type in keyword equals frogs, there you go. Emergency frogs exterminator in Maple, Ontario. Or we can even do puppies. There you go. Emergency puppies exterminator in Maple, Ontario. Those are probably going to be very, very inexpensive keywords to target on Google Ads. So what you're seeing here is that I'm able to do keyword insertion because of the PPC Basic plugin, as well as the location insertion. These are two features that you can do with the PPC Basic plugin. Now, keep in mind, if we disable that plugin, if we go back to our plugins page and we deactivate it, we go back to our page and we do a refresh. And guess what? There's no more page because there's a lot of features such as putting in our HTML code as well as putting the location, as well as putting the keyword that only work with the PPC Basic plugin. So how do we do all that, or at least part of that, for free? Firstly, let's go back, and we're going to go now and create an Elementor page. So we're going to go and create a new page, and we're going to do pest control Elementor, and we'll do publish, and we'll do edit with Elementor. And you can see all of these things that we don't want are here. So in order to get rid of them, we simply click on this little page settings and change our default page layout to Elementor canvas. We'll select publish. And now all you have to do is type in HTML, drag this in, and paste in our HTML code. Hit publish. And now when we view the page, what you'll see is it's going to have all these different placeholders, right? So these are the placeholders that only work with our PPC Basic plugin. If we re-enable the plugin, it'll even work within Elementor. So just by re-enabling this and going back to our page, we'll do a quick refresh. And there you go. Everything works automatically, right? But the problem is you're going to have some spacing issues here, so you'll have to figure that on your own. There's some issues as far as full page width, and it might not work properly unless you prompt within Gemini a little bit better as far as what you want for your landing page. But we're going to go ahead and disable PPC Basic plugin. And we're going to go back into Gemini. And instead of it having all this display keyword and stuff, we're going to ask it to say, don't use display keyword or display location anymore. All right, once it's ready, you can see that everything's been removed, so you can successfully paste this into Elementor. We'll go ahead, copy that, go back into our Elementor page, and here it is. This is going to be your very basic landing page without any particular insertions, without any keyword insertions, without any area insertions, and we'll select publish. And we're also going to reactivate our PPC Basic plugin. And we'll go to our landing page once more. So one final thing you can do with this plugin as well is that we can modify this location. So we're going to go ahead and go into our plugin once more. We're going to go into our menu. We're going to go into URL handlers. We're going to type in pest control. We're going to select save. So pest control is the page that we're going to start doing this for. And we can see we have multiple pages here. So Alabama, California, Texas, New York. Now our service serves all of these areas. Or even better, instead of using pest, we can even modify the keyword here. So we'll do cockroach. So now there's an individual page that you can use for SEO for every single one of these by simply modifying the keyword here. So bed bugs. So keeping in mind that these URLs are very good for SEO. You can basically make hundreds of pages like these and put them into SEO. So obviously there's multiple ways of inserting the location. There's multiple ways of inserting the keyword itself. Basically, the sky's the limit. Anyways, now let's go back into our review. So once again, I showed you the end goal was to make our beautiful landing page. We logged in, we installed our 4 plugins. Basically, all you need is the PPC Basic plugin, or if you want the free version of creating landing pages, you simply need Elementor. And then I showed you how to set up the PPC Basic plugin, the advanced method, which allows us to insert the keyword as well as the location of the user that's visiting the page. And then we generated our landing page using Gemini, but obviously you can use ChatGPT, you can use Claude, you can use whatever large language model that you want, whatever AI that you want. And then I showed you how to set up the free method, which is using Elementor, and finally a review. In the next tutorial, I'm going to show you a little bit more in depth of implementing analytics, as well as being able to see what your visitor is doing once they get onto your page. So Leonidas here, and see you in the next video. Cheers.